The grand stage of America's Got Talent is set, glittering lights, the buzz of cameras, and the electric energy of thousands of spectators waiting for the next act to surprise them. Suddenly, the massive doors part, and walking timidly onto the stage is not a towering adult or a well-rehearsed ensemble, but a small 5-year-old Filipino boy clutching 2 oversized drumsticks. His tiny figure looks almost swallowed by the sheer vastness of the AGT stage, yet his steps carry a courage beyond his years. The audience reacts with a mixture of giggles, whispers, and curious gasps. Some exchange doubtful looks. How could someone so young possibly hold their own in front of judges who have seen the world's best performers? Simon Cowell, notorious for his sharp skepticism, leans back in his chair, arms folded. His expression is calm but laced with doubt, a slight smirk forming as though he's expecting this to be just another child's, cute, act. The contrast is striking, a 5-year-old facing the most intimidating panel of judges in one of the world's toughest crowds. The boy reaches his drum kit, a full-size set that towers over him. He has to climb onto the stool, his legs dangling as he adjusts himself. With a nervous smile, he waves at the audience. His parents, standing in the wings, clasp their hands tightly, silently praying for his courage to shine through. A hush falls across the auditorium as the boy positions his sticks. He takes a deep breath, his chest rising and falling quickly. For a fleeting second, it looks as though fear might overwhelm him. But then, his eyes sharpen with determination. The lights dim, a spotlight beams down on him, and in the silence of anticipation, the first crack of the snare drum echoes through the hall. It's crisp, it's powerful, it's unexpected. The room erupts with gasps. He doesn't play tentatively, like a child fumbling with a toy, he strikes with authority, each beat echoing with rhythm and confidence. His small body moves with remarkable precision, his timing razor sharp. With every strike, the doubt in the room dissolves into awe. Simon's smirk vanishes, his eyebrows rise, he leans forward, elbows on the desk, captivated. Sofia Vergara covers her mouth in shock, while Howie Mandel pumps his fist to the beat, unable to contain his excitement. The crowd, now fully engaged, begins to clap along, swept into the rhythm. By the time he transitions into a rolling drum fill that shakes the stage, the audience is on their feet. A 5-year-old has done what many adult musicians fail to do: capture the heart of the room with sheer, undeniable talent. What began as skepticism has now transformed into admiration. And this is only the beginning. Once the initial shock fades, the boy dives deeper into his performance, showcasing skills far beyond his years. He doesn't just play beats, he performs. His transitions are smooth, his tempo flawless. He shifts from high-energy rock to intricate jazz rhythms, even dropping into funk grooves that make the audience bounce in their seats. His tiny hands blur as they move between cymbals and toms, his foot hammering the bass pedal with a power that seems impossible for his small frame. The cameras zoom in on his concentrated face, eyes narrowed, lips pursed, as though he's channeling years of practice in this single, defining moment. Simon, now visibly stunned, whispers something to Heidi Klum, who nods in disbelief. He's 5 years old, she mouths back, her wide eyes fixed on the stage. Simon's usual guarded demeanor is gone. Instead, he's leaning so close to the desk it looks as though he might leap up at any moment. The energy inside the auditorium becomes contagious. Every beat he plays seems to vibrate through the floor, through the seats, through the very bones of everyone present. It doesn't feel like a performance by a child, it feels like being at a professional rock concert. The boy commands the stage with his rhythm, as if the drums themselves are an extension of his soul. Then comes the solo. The music track drops, leaving only him and his kit. His arms move in a flurry, the sound building, layer upon layer, into a powerful crescendo. He spins one stick in the air, catches it mid-beat, and slams into the snare without missing a rhythm. The crowd erupts, screaming, cheering, chanting. Some fans in the audience stand on their chairs, waving their arms, unable to contain their excitement. Parents hold up their kids, pointing at the stage, as if to say, "Look, dreams are possible." The judges exchange glances that say it all. They know they are witnessing something that will go viral, something unforgettable. The finale comes with a thunderous roll that seems to shake the rafters of the building. He slams down the cymbals with one last explosive crash and throws his sticks in the air, catching them both in his hands. The stage falls silent for half a second, then the arena explodes in the loudest applause of the night. People are chanting, clapping, screaming his name. It is no longer the performance of a little boy. It is the performance of an artist. Simon Cowell, usually so controlled, sits back and shakes his head slowly, mouthing the words, "Unbelievable." The cameras catch the moment perfectly. Simon, stunned into silence, while behind him, the crowd chants in unison, the sound of history being made. The thunderous applause continues long after the boy has finished. He sits there, tiny on his stool, panting slightly, his chest rising with exhaustion and pride. The golden glow of the stage lights illuminates him, making him look even smaller, yet larger than life at the same time. The judges stand for a standing ovation. Heidi is clapping furiously, Sophia has tears in her eyes, Howie is shouting across the desk, "You're amazing." But all eyes turn to Simon. Everyone knows he is the toughest to impress, the hardest to move, the man whose approval means everything. Simon picks up his microphone. The crowd falls into silence. His voice, calm but full of awe, fills the hall. "I've seen many drummers over the years. Some of the greatest in the world. But I have never, ever, seen someone at the age of 5 command a stage like you just did. That wasn't just talent. That was magic. That was history." The little boy's eyes widen. He covers his mouth, unsure if he's dreaming. The audience gasps, sensing what might come next. Simon stands, his hand hovering above the golden buzzer. The camera zooms in, the audience screams, the boy's parents clutch each other backstage, tears running down their faces. Then, with one swift motion, Simon slams his hand down. The buzzer explodes. The iconic sound echoes through the arena as gold confetti rains down from the ceiling. The boy's eyes fill with tears as the shimmering pieces flutter around him, sticking to his hair, his small hands reaching out to catch them. He drops his sticks, overcome with emotion, and cries openly as the golden storm engulfs him. His parents rush out onto the stage, lifting him up high as the audience chants his name. The other judges join them, clapping and smiling, bathing in the glow of this unforgettable moment. Simon points at the boy, his voice almost drowned out by cheers. "Remember this night, because this is when a star was born." The boy, still in his parents' arms, smiles through his tears, waving at the crowd. For one incredible night, a 5-year-old Filipino drummer turned the biggest stage in the world into his own concert, silencing doubters, stunning legends, and earning the golden buzzer that will forever be remembered as one of AGT's most magical moments.